Welcome to Lewis Field. This is Garrett Wellbrock as the Hayes High Indians take on their rival tonight, the Great Bend Panthers. Hayes a week ago was led by Jaron Canick, who rushed for 248 yards and also threw for 169. The Indian defense last week was the story, though, as there were a lot of new faces on that side of the ball, and they took on the challenge by holding a good Wichita East squad to only 6 points. Now on to tonight's matchup. Last Friday was a rough one for the Great Bend Panthers as they got shut out on their home field by the May South Mavericks 32-0. The defense kept in it, though, by having 4 interceptions, but the Panther offense could not keep up as they only had 131 yards of total offense. Great Bend likes to throw the ball down the field, but they could not get that going last week as they only threw for 48 yards. And we'll get talking about the Great Bend Panthers tonight. They're led by head coach Aaron Beck in his 6th season. He's 28-21 in 6 seasons. And, well, Panthers a year ago went 1-7. These two teams matched up in week 2. Hayes High won that matchup 43-14. The Indians got off to a quick start, up 22-0 after a quarter, but Great Bend answered back with a pair of scores right before the half to make it 22-14, but then Hayes High cruised in the second half to win that game 43-14. Jordan Dale was the highlight of that night. He rushed for 224 yards. That record was broken by Jaron a week ago as he ran for 248. The Panthers quarterback Joseph Mader comes into this one. Last week went 8 of 24, 48 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. They like to throw the ball, as we said. They threw the ball 27 times last week in the loss with a pick 6. Caden Sharman also came in after him and went 1 for 3 with a negative 7-yard pass. One thing we like to add, Great Bend had chances really in that game to maybe cut the lead in. Obviously, like I said, the defense held only four interceptions, but their offense could not go in. They had 2 safeties on offense as well. The running back situation, Gavin Haberman started 5 rushes for 3 yards. He came out, though, and the backup, Cody Miller, not sure if it was an injury or not. We'll see on the opening drive for the Panthers tonight. Cody Miller, the backup, came on. The 5'7", 155-pound sophomore ran for 17 carries for 51 yards. Hayes High, though, how about that defense a week ago? They dominated. They gave up 228 total yards, forced 3 turnovers on 6 points. Just a great all-around game. And they got red zone stops. Were 3 of 4 in the red zone and had a team-leading 11 tackles for loss. One thing we'd like to mention, Evan Lind is out with an ankle injury, the Bandit back. We'll see who they bring on. He was not suited up tonight. Our guess is it will be the senior Jarrett Lyon, who has been the second stringer behind Evan Lind. So Hayes High last week, though, they had a big one on offense, rushed for 304, had 473 yards of total offense, 169 yards of passing offense, and Jaron Canick had himself a day with 248 yards rushing, 3 tutties, and a passing touchdown as well, so 4 in general. Well, as the Panthers look to bounce back, the Indians look to keep moving forward after a dominating win last week. Hayes is looking to improve to 2-0 tonight against their rival. We will have the coin toss and kickoff next. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tribe Broadcasting. the national anthem by the Hayes High Marching Band, led by Matt Romey. As a beautiful night for football here at Lewis Field in this rivalry matchup in week 2. As we said earlier, should be a fun one. Hayes High coming off the win versus Wichita East. And Great Bend coming off the loss versus May South. The first WAC game of the season for both of these schools. As we mentioned the game a year ago, 43-14 was that final. But a new year, and this Great Bend team is definitely better than a year ago, as even though they lost 32-0, they just looked better than they did a year ago, if that makes sense. They completed on some third downs. Really, all in all, played a better game than I think most expected, even though they still lost 32-0. They were in that game. The score doesn't obviously show exactly quite the outcome. As getting ready for the coin toss here, Hayes High has their 4 captains: Dalton Dale, Gavin Myers, Jaron Kanik, Carson Kiefer. We'll see who Great Bend brings up. Sorry for the inconvenience on the crowd mic. It is a little off and on tonight. Having some technical difficulties there. But it should be a good one tonight, as 91 degrees. It is a hot one. It is a hot one, 91 degrees. Not much wind. About 7 miles an hour blowing from southeast. South to southeast. Feels like 99 though. And with that turf, even hotter. The captains for Great Bend: Scott Heilman, Chase Gruber, Bradley Beck, and Jason Scott.
Number 4, Carson Kiefer. Number 7, Jared Cannon. Number 20, Dalton Dale. Number 40, Gavin Myers.
Last week it ended up raining after the game, before the game ended, probably about 2 minutes to go in the 4th. As an update on the Great Bend running back situation, we do see Gavin Haberman on the sideline. Our guess is he will be the starting running back tonight, but obviously, who knows? After he was taken out, Cody Miller had 12 more carries. Hayes High situation at running back: Roy Maroney is back, as he missed last week with an illness. Not sure how much he will go. Probably still a little bit ill, and Hayes High will get the football after Great Bend won the toss. They will go left to right as the teams shake hands, and we gonna get ready to go here at Lewis Field. Hayes High led by head coach Tony Crow in his 4th season, 13-15 ever since he got here, 29-28 in high school football as a head coach, 7th year in general. So should be a good one tonight, as 3 minutes still left on that clock. Hayes High trying to improve to 2-0. They are the 5 seed, tied for first with the point differential. With the most they go at in the Acacia book is 13. 13-point differential, and they won by 29 a week ago. So they are tied for first in 5A. Great Bend dropped down to 4A. They are tied for 11th in 4A after being 0-1. It's a 6-way tie for first place in the 5A West. Hayes High, Hutchison, Capon, Liberal, May South, and Salina Central, all with the 13-point differential. But as the teams get ready for the opening kickoff, all in all, should be a fun one tonight. Hayes High looking for the big plays tonight. They had a lot in the last week's game. They had 5 plays go over for 40 yards, 4 for 50 in the big pass play that honestly turned this whole game around. The 98-yard pass play from Jaron Canick to Jordan Dale. They were at their own 2 on a great, on a 4th down stop, and then the first play of that. After that stop, they go 98 yards the distance. So Great Bend getting onto the field, getting ready to kick it. It'll be number 39, the kicker, Alex Galindo. We were given the kicker was Angel Razzo, but it is going to be Alex Galindo, the 5'9", 140-pound sophomore. Jordan Dale and Jaron Canick back to receive. And a beautiful night here in Hays, Kansas. Has it all teed up. And the kick, and we are underway. It's a high end over end. It will be returned by Dale at the 15, waiting for blocking. He's to the 20, gets a block, 25, 30, and he breaks it free. 40, 50, 45, he runs over the kicker, and he's all the way down to the 31 in Great Bend territory. A great block downfield by Hays High, and a great return to open up the ball game. Hays High will start in Great Bend territory at the 31. And it'll be Jaron Canick and Roy Maroney on that backfield. Roy, the 5'10", 190 senior. Jaron, the 6'2", 210-pound senior. Ran for 248 a week ago, and he's got 2 tight ends on the field. It's going to be a direct snap to Canick. He's running to his right, getting a block, breaking some tackles, and he's across the 30, down to the 29. Across the 25, down to the 24. Gains 7 to open up the ball game. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. Canick, they're going to hurry it up. They give it to Maroney. He got an opening. He's the 15, 10-5, breaking a tackle, touchdown Indians. It was 2 plays and an easy Indian touchdown from 25 yards out. So not a bad start for Hays High. Actually, a 24-yard touchdown for Roy Maroney. And good to be back. He had only 1 touchdown a year ago, rushing for 313. And he's back, and his first carry is a touchdown. Here's Jack Fields to attempt the extra point. The hold is good. The kick is right down the money. It is 7-0 Indians. 11:20 to go first quarter, and a great start. In 40 seconds, the Indians are on the board. It took them 2 plays in 40 seconds, and that was all because of the great kick return from Jordan Dale and the great blocking as well. And already off to a hot start, and 7-0 the lead. This is exactly what they did a week ago. Right out the gate, it took them 49 seconds last week. There was 11:11 left on the clock to get them a touchdown after Jaron Canick ran one in from 58 to open up the game. A little bit different, a 24-yard run nonetheless. And Fields will have it all teed up. Back to return is Paco Hernandez and Trey Fields. Trey Fields did have a return of 64 yards last week, so we'll see if they go to him. He is the 5'10", 165-pound junior, and then Paco Hernandez, the 185-pound senior for the Panthers. Fields has it all teed up at the 40-yard line. Hays High told us some of the players they want to beat Great Bend by 50 tonight, and already off to a good start. Fields has it teed up. It's a good kick. It'll send Fields back. He returns it to the 2. He's up to the 10, to the 15, 20, getting chased. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 25, and Remy Stoll and Jarrett Lyon in on the tackle. And he is up to 27-yard line, so that is where this offense will start with it. Joseph Mater, last week, 8 of 24, 48 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. This in his career, last season, 81 for 174, 681 yards. He had 3 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And it's not Mater out there. It's Caden Sharman, the backup. And he's going to give it up the middle, and it's going nowhere. Losing yards back to the 25. And it was number 16, Cody Miller, who's also listed as the backup. His first carry is a loss of 2. Back to the 20-yard line. Loss of 2 at the 20. Second down and 12. Great Bend going from right to left. Not a lot of wind, as we said. He sends a man out. Colton Brack in motion. Going to throw it to Sharman. Blitz coming, getting chased. Throws it underneath. He's got a man open. He breaks a tackle. He's to the 30. And then Ty Adams brings him down to the 35. It is a gain of 15 on the first pass play and a first down for Great Bend. Caden Sharman, who only threw 1 completion a week ago.
First down, Panthers.
It is caught, and it's a gain of 15, as I just said. So Cody Miller was on the reception. The running back, as he was motioned out, had to make a play on something on the screen pattern. This is going to be a keeper at the middle. There's flags, and it is Gavin Myers blowing that play up and drilling Miller in the backfield. He loses 1 to the 34, and I don't think this running game is going to be able to get going tonight, as Hayes High last week giving up 130 yards on the rushing defense. This offense ran for 89 total yards. They ran 68 plays last week, but there was a penalty marker. Trying to see what it is. And it looks like Hayes High declined whatever the penalty was. It is back to, no, they didn't. They did accept it. It was I did not see the call on what it was, but it moves them back to the 30-yard line to bring up a 1st and 15. Here is Sharman in the backfield. He's going to give it up the middle, and another very short gain, getting to the 31. He gains maybe 1 up the middle. Cody Miller again. Gavin Nutting and Grayson Walburn in on the tackle, up to the 31-yard line. Second down and 14. So a 2nd and 14. Here's Caden Sharman in the backfield. He's got Cody Miller behind him. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, and Lyon jumped. Jarrett Lyon getting his first career start tonight. And he jumps off sides for the first Indian penalty. Moving up to the 36 to bring up 2nd down and 9. So they got the penalty yardage right back. Cody Miller a week ago, 17 carries, 51 yards. His offense also had 10 penalties for 61 yards in last week's loss against May South. Sharman in the backfield. He's got Cody Miller right behind him. It's going to be a play-action pass. He's getting chased. Throws it to his right. It is caught, and then Remy Stoll lights him up. I believe it was Colton Brack. Up to the 39-yard line. He gains 3 on the reception. And Remy Stoll on the catch, or on the tackle, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 from the 39-yard line. So the first 3rd down of the game by either team. Great Bend a week ago was 2 of 13 on 3rd down conversions, 15%. A whiteout night here at Lewis Field. They sending a man in motion, going to throw it as Sharman. He's getting chased on the blitz. It's a screen route, and he overthrows his man looking for Cody Miller. They sent Braylon Council in motion from right to left, trying to get the Indians to get confused in the secondary, but Hayes High brought an all-out blitz, and Sharman overthrew that screen pattern. And they will have to bring on the punting unit. Caden Sharman is also the punter. He had 4 punts for 27 yards per punt. 44 was his longest. He is all the way back at his own 26-yard line. Back to return it is Jaron Kanik. And Sharman's punt is a high, spiraling punt, not very far. And we'll see where they mark it out of bounds as the far side referee marks it at the 44-yard line. It will be a 17-yard punt, and Hayes High will start in good field position for their second drive of the ball game, and they are quickly out onto the field. 7:52 to go, first quarter. Hayes High leads 7-0 over Great Bend. Ball is on the left hash. Two receivers lined up to the right, one to the left. The tight end, Bryce Salmon's in there as well. Kanik has Maroney to his right. This is going to be a give to Maroney. He's got open field. He's across midfield, breaking tackles, and he's into Great Bend Panther territory up to the 43-yard line. He gains 13 on the run, and Maroney already off to a great start tonight. 2 carries, 37 yards, and he looks like he's back to 100% on the 2 carries. They're going to mark him at the 44, actually. It'll be a play-action pass, screen pass to Jordan Dale, running along the far side, and he's going to take a man out of bounds, working on Skyler McMullen, and they will put him at the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 11. So Jaron's first pass is completed for 11 yards. And Hayes High is going to get Great Bend to jump. On offsides on about 2 of the Panther linemen, so their second penalty of the game, first on defense. And it's got to be good. Jordan Dale had a reception for 98 yards. He had the big touchdown catch last week. There's a give to Roy Maroney up the middle, and he's going to get tackled by Paco Hernandez after gaining first down yardage up to the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 8 for Maroney.
6 yards gain on the play. Good for Indians.
Excuse me, a 6-yard gain. And it will put him at the 20-yard line. They're going to go 2 running backs here. It's going to be a keeper from Kanik running to the left, trying to get some blocking, and he is going to get maul tackled by about 4 Panthers. Down to the 16, he gains 4. Indians are definitely running a hurry-up type offense right now, trying to catch Great Bend off guard. It's very quick drives. They scored in 40 seconds in their opening drive. Here is Kanik. Low snap. He gives it to Malik Ba, who's in his first carry, and he takes it to the 16-yard line. He gains, down to the 11-yard line. He gains 5. They'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 from the 11-yard line. 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. Kiefer and Salmons lined up at tight end to the right. Ba is to the left of Kanik. Kanik's going to keep it up the middle. He breaks a tackle with the 5, reaches, and he is short. Brad Beck saving a touchdown down to the 1. He gains 10. And all the way down to the 1-yard line in Great Bend territory. Trying to get a second touchdown here the first quarter. Midway through the first 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. They have 2 receivers, right, 2 to the left. Ball placed in the middle. It's going to be a give to Malik Ba, and he runs his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Indians. Ran right over Evan Wadle, and it's a 1-yard carry for Malik Ba and his second career touchdown run. He had 1 a week ago from 11 yards out, and this one is good for a 1-yard touchdown. Here's Fields. Has it all teed up. The extra point is up, and he is good. He told us earlier this week he does not want to miss an extra point this year. And already off to a great start, has not missed one yet. Hayes High leads it 14-0, 5:53 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. Indians lead it 14-0. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field as Hayes High already off to a great start, the best start you could ask for. Running-wise, they are on a mission. Roy Maroney, 3 carries, 42 yards. Canick, 3 carries, 21 yards. Malik Baugh, 2 carries, 6 yards. And they also hit Jordan Dale for an 11-yard pass. Jack Fields, a pair of extra points. It's 14-0 Hayes with 5:53 to go here in the first quarter. And, well, Great Bend, they got 1 first down on their opening drive, but Hayes High so far, 56-yard drive on the last possession for Hayes, and a 1-yard run to finish it off by Malik Baugh. Jack Fields with it all teed up at the 40-yard line, right between the hashes. A great student section here on wide out. Great Bend usually travels quite a bit of students, but they don't really have many, as an end-over-end kick will be taken by Paco Hernandez at the 6-yard line. Running to his right, he's across the 15 and down at the 19, and ball comes out at the end. It is loose. It looked like Hernandez might have been down before, but they did say a loose ball. He was able to land on it at the 20-yard line, so no scare. A 14-yard return by Paco Hernandez, and here comes the Great Bend offense as well. We thought we'd see Joseph Mader and Gavin Haberman, but I guess after last week's performance where it was not good, they are starting Cody Sharman and Cody Miller. Caden Sharman and Cody Miller. 2 receivers line up here over to the left. Braylon Council, Stephen Spray. Over to the right is Blake Parsons. Colton Brack is listed as receiver. He's kind of playing the tight end role tonight, as they're going to keep it. Sharman on the keeper, and it is blown up. Into the backfield is Iden Ballman, along with Grayson Walburn. He loses 4 back to the 16-yard line on the first carry for Caden Sharman. As Great Bend taking a very long time to pick up their plays. Hayes High very quick on offense. Second down and 13. Second down and 14 coming up from the 16. And Great Bend looks like they're going to use their first timeout, and they are. 5:04 to go here in the first quarter. Some confusion on the Panthers sideline. Hayes High leads at 14-0. You're listening to Hayes High football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High football. 5:04 to go here in the first quarter, as a pretty dominant start so far by Hayes, as we're about 7 minutes in. They already lead at 14-0, and offensively not been great for the Panthers. Sharman in the backfield. He's got Cody Miller right behind him. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. He sends a man in motion. It is Blake Parsons. It's going to be a high snap. Sharman on the quarterback keeper, and it's going nowhere. Jared Lyon first on the tackle, then Dalton Dale and Gavin Myers helping out. He loses 1 back to the 15. And it will bring up a 3rd down and 15 at the 15. They got to get all the way to the 30-yard line. We said earlier, no Evan Lynn with an ankle injury. So that opens up a chance for Jarrett Lyon, the 175-pound senior, to get a start. Shotgun set. Sharman with Cody Miller right behind him. A receiver to the left in Stephen Spray. It's a roll-out play action. Sharman getting chased. Gets away from the pressure, throws a low throw, and he skips it in there. It is incomplete. He was looking for Braylon Council, who had 4 receptions for 11 yards. On the coverage was Connor Dreiling. It'll bring up a 4th down.
Jaron Cannick back deep for the Indians.
And Jaron Cannick will be back deep to
for the Panthers.
Return this punt from Caden Sharman. He had a 17-yard punt his last time. It was not a great one. He's all the way at his own 2. As Sharman punts it away, Indians nearly get back there, and it is a short punt. I believe it was tipped. Sharman got a hit on the punt. There was no penalty marker. He got hit by an Indian. It is up to the 31, and that is a 16-yard punt. So Hayes High will take over in Great Bend territory. A 17-yarder and now a 16-yarder from Caden Sharman. And Hayes High will take over at their own 31, their second drive of the ball game. It is Cannick. He's going to run right to his right, and that one's going nowhere. All over it on the tackle was Great Bend Jonathan Randall, along with Joseph Mater, his brother playing on the defensive side of things, as Cannick doesn't gain anything. They're going to send Groen in motion. It's going to be a give to Kai Reese on the edge, out to the far side, and he's dragged down by Randall after a gain of 6 up to the 25-yard line. So Kai Reese Groen getting his first carry.
6 yards on the play.
6-yard carry on the keeper. And it will be 3rd down and 4 from the 25. So Hayes High, who has had great field position all night, has started in Great Bend territory twice, both at the 31. This is going to be a fumble on the give to Maroney. It is going nowhere. Losing yards on the snap, back to the 26. It was Hernandez and Gruber on the tackle. He loses, what do they mark it? Gonna lose a yard, back to the 24. It was Maroney who picked up the fumble. And Hayes High now at the 26-yard line. 4th down and 5 they're going for. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Roy Maroney and ball. There's going to throw. Cannick has a man wide open, and it's caught. Touchdown, Indians. Jordan Dale ran a streak route, and nobody guarded him. They fell for the run on the play action, and wide open is Jordan Dale. His 2nd touchdown reception of the year, and Jaron Cannick hits Jordan Dale for a touchdown. From 26 yards out, the Indians strike again with 1:38 to go here in the first quarter. Jack Fields has it teed up. As waiting for a substitution, late on the sub was Carson Kiefer, trying to block for this extra point. Jordan Dale, the holder. The kick is up from Fields, and he drills it. 21-0, Hayes leading with 1:38 to go in this first quarter, and what looked like the Panthers might be able to get a stop on a 4th down and 5. Cannick throws it for 26 yards and a touchdown. His 2nd touchdown pass of the season and 3rd touchdown pass of his career. Excuse me, I take that back. 2nd career touchdown pass. So not a good start for the Panthers, but a great start for the Indians, as Jordan Dale on 2 pass plays so far tonight has both of the receptions. An 11-yard reception and now a 26-yard reception and a touchdown. That play went for 31 yards. And with 1:38 to go here in the first, we are kind of looking like the game last year, you could say, as Hayes High started up 22-0. Now, obviously, they don't want to let Great Bend back into it, as they gave up 14 and answered after scoring 22 in the first quarter. That was a fun night out at Panther Stadium in Great Bend a year ago. Fields has it all teed up at the 40-yard line, straight away. And the kick is a high end over end. It's a short one. It'll be taken off a bounce by Trey Fields. Angle this near side, and he is blasted at the 25 by Gavin Myers, coming full speed.
Gavin Myers with the big hit.
He drilled the 5'10", 165-pound junior. A little mismatch there with a 220-pound senior drilling Trey Fields. But starting the best field position so far for Great Bend at their own 26. It looked like a designed short kick, though. And still out there is Caden Sharman, the 6', 175-pound junior, with Cody Miller right behind him. Two receivers left, one to the right. And this play is blown up, and there's a fumble, and it is landed on by the Indians. Iden Ballman. The offensive line for Great Bend did not block anybody on the play. Sharman hadn't even handed it off yet to Cody Miller, and it was a hit in the backfield, and it's a fumble. A fumble by Great Bend. It is their first fumble of the season, third turnover. Hayes High on defense forces now the third, and the Indians with great field position again. This is going to be a toss play to Maroney, running to the left, trying to angle to the far sideline. He breaks a tackle to the 15, and he's dragged down inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 13. Tackled by Brad Beck, and Roy Maroney off to a great start tonight. As the Indians, 1:19, they can go right back and score again. Leading already by 21, inside the 10. It's going to be a toss play to Salmons. This will be a pass. It was kind of a shovel pass on the quick play to Canick. It was Bryce Salmons down to the 2, gaining 6. Bryce had a reception for a yard a week ago, and he has his first reception for 6. Canick in the pistol. Maroney right behind him. Groen lined up to the right. Dale to the left. Canick makes a snap. He tosses it to Maroney, running right. He lowers his shoulder. He's in for a touchdown, but this one is going to be taken back. Looks like a holding call on what might be Carson Russell. Maroney ran it in, but you could tell,
Holding against the Indians.
and it is a holding call. So no touchdown, and we'll move them back to the 11. The first offensive penalty for Hayes. Last week was not a good week for penalties, though. Hayes High had 11 of them for 71 yards. Ball is back at the 13. I take that back. It was a 11-yard penalty. Canick direct snap. He's going to run to his right. Now he's going to throw it up for Groen in the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Indians. Canick looked like he was going to run it to the right, and then he threw it for Kyrie Groen, who burned Braylon Council, and it's a touchdown, and Hayes High has their 4th touchdown of the quarter. They lead it 27-0 with 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's a 13-yard passing touchdown. In the second now for Jaron Canick, who just like that has 3 now on the season. The hold by Dale is good. The kick from Fields is up, and he drills it right down the middle. 28-0 Indians, 35 seconds to go. First quarter. We'll take a quick little break. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tribe Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High Football, and to be quite honest with you, I don't have many words. Hayes is dominating this game already. It's the first quarter, and it's 28-0 Indians. The offensive playbook has opened up tonight. Lots of trickery-type plays to try and get Great Bend off balance a little bit on defense. That's what they did a year ago to Hayes. That's how they scored their 14 points against that one of the best defenses in the state a year ago. 28-0 Indians. Fields has it all teed up. A fumble on their last drive was their best starting field position at the 26. Their fourth drive now of the quarter. Fields' kick is another high short one. This one will be returned by Fields at the 11. He takes it to the 15, up to the 20, 25, 30, and he's ankle tackled by Will Caderet at the 31-yard line, it looks like. So the best field position. So we're still waiting on a spot here from the referee. They're going to mark him down at the 31-yard line. So the best field position for Great Bend, starting at their own 31. Still out there, Caden Sharman. Right behind him now is Gavin Haberman in his first appearance, the 5'8", 170-pound senior. Two receivers left, one to the right. It is going to be a give to Haberman on his first carry, up the middle, and not much there.
And off to number 5, Gavin Haberman.
Getting maybe a few to the 33. That's what they'll give, 2 yards on the carry. It's only their second offensive run that has gone for positive yardage. Tied for their longest run of the night of 2. We know that they're going to have to pass tonight if they want to win. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. They do not have to run another play. So at the end of one here in Lewis Field in this beautiful Friday night in rivalry football, Week 2 action, Hayes High leads the Great Bend Panthers 28-0 after 12 minutes. A dominating quarter by the Indians. We'll take a quick break. Hayes leads 28-0. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High Football, and we said earlier, a dominating quarter from Hayes, leading 28-0, and offensively just
Ball to begin the second quarter. Second and 8.
Anything going their way. They had a 4th down and 5, and that was maybe the opportunity for Great Bend to get a stop, but then Jared Ganek throws a 26-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Dale. It has been all Indians so far tonight. Ball at the 33 left hash. Caden Sharman, he's got Haberman behind him. Colton Brack to his left. It's going to be a give to Haberman up the middle, and he's going to gain nothing. Does not get a yard. And ball still at the 33-yard line. The problem now, though, is the Panthers, even if they're not going to get a 3-and-out, whatever, they can't get a first down. They have not been able to use any special teams to their advantage. 2 punts by Sharman under 20 yards. They have 3 receivers bunched up to the right, 1 all the way to the left. The lone receiver, Stephen Spray, the big 6'5", 210-pound senior. Haberman right behind Sharman. He's going to throw it, looking Spray's way, scrambling out to the left, and he's going to be ankle tackled, and he is sacked by Gavin Myers.
Sharman with the keeper.
Back to the 28-yard line. It's a loss of 5 on the sack. And Sharman will be back to put it away. 11 minutes to go, second quarter. Back to return this is Jaron Canick. He has not had any chances. I don't know if that's the game plan for the Panthers to not let Canick, get the ball at all, but on these punt returns, but they have not even given themselves a chance. Here's Sharman's punt. Indians go to block it. It's an end-over-end punt. It'll be taken off a bounce by Canick at the 26. Makes a move. He's up to the 30 and down to the 37-yard line. An 11-yard return. And the best punt of the night, 46 yards from Caden Sharman. So Hayes High will start in their worst field position of the night at the 38 of their own. And they've started in Great Bend territory 3 times already. Here is Kanik. It's going to be a quick pass to Carson Kiefer, and it's a low throw and incomplete. Looking for that screen route, the first incompletion of the ball game.
Second and 10.
Bring up second down and 10. Hayes High has only had 1 third down so far tonight as Maroney lined up to the left of Kanik. It is going to be a Kanik keeper up the middle. He gets to about the 40.
Kanik with the keeper. Gain of 2 yards.
It is a gain of 2. So Kanik on the keeper. He gets to the 40. And it's a third down, only second third down so far of the game by the Indians. They're 0 for 1, but they completed on a 4th down. As they look over to the sideline, not a good start for Great Bend, 0 for 4 on third downs. Here is Kanik, gonna throw it. And throwing down the sideline, he's got Maroney open down the far side. Makes a move across midfield and down to the 43-yard line in Panther territory. It is a gain of 17, and the Indians complete a third down. And Kanik has now thrown for 69 yards as Roy Maroney has his first reception of the year. They have ran some of those running back swing routes. Those are open a lot, especially when you have some of the best backs in the state, Maroney and Baugh. This time Malik Baugh is in there. He gets the carry, and he's going nowhere. Might have gotten 1. I don't think they're going to give him any, and they're not going to. And they give it to Baugh.
Evan Wadle, number 62.
It was number 62, Deion Jones on the tackle ball at the 43-yard line. Middle hash. 3 receivers all spread out to the right. None here to the left. Kanik going to pump fake, and he's going to get tripped up, and now he's going to lob it down a field and incomplete. For the nearest receiver. Looked like he might have gotten sacked. Deion Jones couldn't bring him down. He got his leg, and then Scott Heilman came in, but still could not get him. Kanik just somehow getting rid of that football as he throws it away for an incompletion. The Indians opening up the playbook, though, as I said earlier, lots of passes already. They're, and they're easy passes for Jaron to make. I mean, obviously, some have been just wide open, but screen routes, short running back wheel routes, 5 of 7 so far. He's got Baugh to his left. They sent him out in motion. Kanik gets a draw play running up the middle. 40, 35, 30. Burst of speed, and now he fumbles it. And it is going to be landed on who has it. Jonathan Randall was camped under it, and he didn't get it. He slid past the ball. He was the only one there, and Carson Kiefer gets it. Down to the 18. So Kanik was on the keep, but this will go to Carson on the run. 26-yard gain because Great Bend couldn't hold on to the football, so it's going to be a Kiefer run of 18 yards. Here is Maroney. He tosses it left, and penalty markers on the play, and it's going to be a false start on the Indians.
False start against the Indians.
So a 5-yard penalty on the false start. 8:52 to go here, second quarter. Indians lead at 28-0. So Jaron, that's the second fumble now the Indians have lost, but they've recovered both of them. 1 in each quarter so far. Kanik tried to lower his shoulder, and I believe the helmet knocked the ball loose. They're able to get it back, though. They give it to Maroney at the middle, cuts it back up. He's at the 10-5, and he can walk in for a touchdown, Indians. Untouched from 23 yards out, and the Indians have taken a 34-point lead with 8:41 to go here in the second quarter. A great drive going 62 yards. And they have now scored on every drive they have had And not just score, they've scored touchdowns. Extra point coming from Jack Fields. The hold by Jordan Dale is good. The kick is up, and it is through. And Fields is now yet to miss an extra point on the season still. He's 5 of 5 tonight and 10 of 10 on the season. 35-0. Hayes High leads at 8:41 to go here in the second quarter. And Great Bend, you got to think they need a score now because this game might get out of hand. We might see some of the second and third stringers from Hayes High in the third quarter. Who knows? 8:41 to go, and it's 35-0. I think a lot of people want to know, is this team, Hayes High, legit or not? Obviously a good win last week against Wichita East, but many don't know about the schedule. Obviously the schedule will get tougher down later in the season. But they look good right now, I'll tell you that much. Looking very good, and with Maroney back, they're even better. And he has picked up his second touchdown of the game on the run. Had a 24-yard run in the first quarter and a 23-yard run here in the second quarter. Fields has it all teed up. Back to return, Paco Hernandez and Trey Fields. They've kicked to Fields. They've really got away from Hernandez, not letting him get any of the action so far. He's only had one chance. Fields with it all teed up. 8:41 to go, second quarter. Indians lead at 35-0. Ball placed between the hashes, and Fields' kick is a good one. Sending Fields back. He'll return it at the 7. He's across the 10 to the 15-20. And a good tackle by Will Catter at his second of the game here on special teams at the 23-yard line. So the first drive now of the second quarter, for the Panthers. Trailing by 5 scores, 35-0. They have really had nothing to show for it all on offense. A week ago didn't have much to show either, only 131 total yards. Caden Sharman, the quarterback, he's got Cody Miller behind him. Spray, and it looks like Blake Parsons over to the left, Brack to his right. Blake Parsons over here to the left side. They're going to give it to Miller, running left, and a good tackle by Gavin Myers. And he does not gain a yard up to the 23. Cody Miller only one run for positive yardage so far. Ball at the 23-yard line, second down and 10. Looks like that receiver that we didn't realize was Maddox Spray. He did not play versus May South. He's in there, the 6'1 sophomore. Stephen Spray's brother, who's all lined up to the left. It is Sharman. It's going to be a play-action pass looking to his right, and he misses Spray. A little miscommunication. Blitz was coming by Hayes. You can see they're bringing all-out pressure right now, trying to force Sharman to make tough passes, and it'll bring up a third down and 10 from the 23. 0 for 3 so far on third downs tonight. 0 for 2 in the first quarter, 0 for 1 here in the second quarter. We said earlier they were 2 of 13 on third downs last week. Hayes High, defensively, 3 of 12. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Sharman has Miller lined up. He sends him in motion to the left. Sharman to throw it. It's going to be a quarterback draw, and it is going nowhere. Myers on the tackle, helped with Carson Spray, and Dalton Dale getting in there as well. He loses 4 back to the 19-yard line. And it is fourth down. Already so far tonight, Caden Sharman with 4 carries for negative 14 yards. 1 sack for Hayes High as well, and he's lined up to punt it. Back inside his own 10. It's a high snap. It goes over the punter. He's going to land on it, or who lands on it? It goes out of the end zone, and it's a safety. That is the 3rd safety of the year now by Great Bend. 2 last week, and now a high snap by the long snapper, Jonathan Randall. to be Jonathan Randall. And Hayes High with another scoring opportunity, 37-0 with 7:10 to go here in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break. Your Hayes High Indians lead the Panthers 37-0, 7:10 to go. Second quarter, you're listening to Hayes High Football on Tribe Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High Football, as teeing it up is number 39, Alex Galindo. It has been a all-Indian fest tonight. Nothing going for the Panthers. And on that Panther sideline, it is dead. I mean, no life whatsoever. Here we go as the kick. It is a low squib. It will be taken by Groen at the 30, running down this near sideline 40, cutting it back up the middle, 45, makes a move 50, breaking tackles here down the near sideline 40, 35, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. And now some late pushing in. It's going to be a late flag, and this one's going to be on Great Bend. It was Noah Yerke on the... He pushed Groen late, and a unsportsmanlike penalty, more than likely what we're going to get here, all the way down to the 33. A great return. Should be 32-yard line is where they marked him by Kyrie Groen, but there was some pushing and shoving here. We have a great view on this near sideline. It looked like the penalty was going to go to Great Bend as Yerke kind of, I don't know if he punched him, but he shoved Groen late, and we'll see what they call. They're going to give two unsportsmanlike penalties. The penalty's offset. I don't know about that one. It kind of looked like it was more a Yerke, but they'll give Groen a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as well. The penalties do offset, so no harm. Ball at the 32 in Panther territory. This is now the fourth time they've started in Great Bend territory. At the 32. Two receivers right. It is Kiefer and Trent Summers. Dale over to the left. Kanik, he hands it off to Malik Baugh, who's fighting his way to get to the 30. It was Heilman and Brad Beck on the tackle. So Malik Baugh gains 2. Second down and 8 at the 30. And Baugh still in there. Right behind Kanik, two receivers, right, one to left. The hurry-up offense. They give it to Baugh again. He slips through, and he is brought down by Deion Jones, the 185-pound nose tackle sophomore. He is down to the 27. He gains 3.
3 yards on the play. It's 3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5. Two receivers right here, one to the left. It's only the third down of the game so far from Hayes High. Two receivers right, one to left. Salmon's lined up at tight end to the left side of the line. Kanik rolling out to his right, looking. Now he's going to throw it on the run, and it is caught by Kiefer. What a catch. Inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Kanik was hit as he threw it. Threw a dart right to Carson Kiefer, and what a throw and catch.
8 yards, gain on the play.
It is down to the 18. It's a gain of 9. And Jaron Kanik already having a great day throwing the football. And it's Kiefer, who had a reception for 5 yards last night, has a reception for 9 right there. His first of the ball game. Really, Kanik already getting a lot of guys involved. 5 guys. It's going to be a toss play over to Ball, running to the left, cuts it up the middle. He's hit hard at the 16. He gains 3. Bring up a second down and 7. As we have not seen much of Roy Maroney here on this drive, as there he is now. They've been doing a little bit 2 running back set, as we've noticed, with Maroney and Baugh in there. And that's what they're doing here. Maroney to the left, Baugh to the right. Kiefer line up far side to the right, Dale near side to the left. It is going to be a give to Maroney. Makes a cut. He's to the 10, lowering his shoulder, and he gets flipped over at the 7.
Roy Maroney.
He gains 10. Actually, give him 9 to the 7.
Gain of 10 yards on the play. Good for the Indians.
And it is an Indian first down.
First and goal to go.
First and goal down at the 7-yard line. 4:35 to go, second quarter. Indians up 37-0. And they're marching down the field again. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Canick to throw it. Throwing to the right, and nobody there. Some miscommunication as Kiefer ran towards the end zone, and Canick threw it towards the sideline. And then complete pass. That'll bring up second down and goal. Jaron 6 of 9. Right now throwing the ball for 78 yards. Last week went 6 of 15 with 169 yards. Looks way better this week than he did a week ago and more comfortable back there. He's made some throws on the run. I know some have been some great play calling too as they faking out the run. Obviously, Great Bend has been really just going for the run this whole night, so plays have been open. Here's Canick. It's going to be a draw play. Going to the left side is Baugh. He is dragging defenders, and he gains a yard to the 6, where he's brought down by Brad Beck and Scott Heilman. Brad Beck, 17 tackles a year ago, 10 last week's game. He gains 2. Actually, give him 1 to about the 6. So Malik Baugh hasn't had the type of game that he had a week ago, but still putting up some good numbers. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here's Canick, low snap, it gets past him. He picks it up, he's gonna try and run it. Now he wants to throw it to Selmans, and he's in. Touchdown Indians, but the flag is down. What a play by Jaron Canick. He picked up the football all the way back at the 20-yard line, rolled out to his right, threw a dart on the money to Bryce Salmons, but it is going to come back, and it is. It's going to be a holding penalty, and it will move him all the way back to the 20-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 20. So obviously got to go 20 yards, and they're not going to bring on the field goal unit. We've heard Jack Fields in practice has been very solid. It would be about a 37-yarder as he stands over on the sideline. He hasn't missed an extra point yet. You'd love to see him get out there, but they're going to leave the offense on, and now Hayes High will use their first timeout. So maybe thinking about it. 3:41 to go here, second quarter. Indians lead Great Bend big, 37-0. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tribe Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field. Has a beautiful night tonight for this rivalry week 2 matchup. Great Bend next week will have McPherson at home. Tough 4A powerhouse, obviously, that you would know of. And then Hayes High, they go to LeBroy, long drive for another WAC matchup. So Hayes High lost that last play, a fumble. But they got it back, and Canick was able to throw it to Bryce Salmons for a touchdown, but it got taken off the board after a holding call. As Malik Baugh's in there, he is to Canick's left, throwing to the right. Kiefer and Dale here to the near side. Ball placed in the middle hash. Canick, he's going to throw it here on 4th down. They're going to throw it for Kiefer. It's caught. He's the 5, making a move, trying to reach for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Indians. He lowered his shoulder and trucked over the 140-pound junior Skylar McMullen, and he's in from 20 out, and it's the second 4th down conversion that's gone for 6. And the third red zone touchdown of the game. Kiefer with his first receiving touchdown of the year, his 5th career receiving touchdown, and it's a 20-yard pass play from Canick to Kiefer. Here is Fields. Hold by Dale is up. It is a good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. Jack Fields now 6 of 6 on extra points. 44-0 here in the second quarter. 3:35 to go, and the Indians are up big. I mean, I couldn't even explain that play. Jaron Canick threw a lob pass to Kiefer in between 3 dudes, and the Panthers just watched Kiefer catch it and then pretty much watched him run over 2 guys into the end zone. I mean, Great Bend with no life, as we said earlier, on the sideline, and less life now. That's now the 3rd passing touchdown by Jaron Canick. And Carson Kiefer with his first receiving touchdown of the year. Dale has 1, Groen has 1, and Carson Kiefer now has 1. And we say all this with 3:35 to go in the second quarter. A 32-yard drive, ending in a 20-yard pass to Kiefer. Jack Fields has it all teed up at the 40-yard line from the middle hash. Back to return is Gavin Haberman and Trey Fields, no Paco Hernandez. And it's a high end-over-end short kick. Going to be returned by Fields at the 19. Takes it across the 20, 25. Breaks a tackle, and he's up to the 30, where he is taken down by Gavin Myers. Well, actually, might mark him at the 31. We'll see where they put him. And they will. They'll put him at the 31-yard line. So Great Bend has not been in Hayes High territory yet tonight. They have had 6 drives and have not been there yet. They are 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. They've had a fumble, 3 punts that have done nothing. So Caden Sharman still out there. Behind him is Gavin Haberman. It's going to be a play action. Sharman rolling out to his right, looking, nobody open. Now he wants to run it, and Dalton Dale takes him down hard. What a tackle by Dalton Dale.
With the tackle for Hayes High.
The 5'8", 175 senior making a great stop. An all-state baseball player a year ago as well, but there is a flag down here on the near side right around the 40-yard line at the numbers. It's going to be holding on Hayes High, so much for that loss of 2. It will put Great Bend at the 41. This is the farthest they've been on the field so far tonight. They got up to the 36. They've got 1 first down. So a penalty marker moves that ball up to the 41. Ball on the right hash here on this near sideline. Lined up to the right is Blake Parsons. Sharman in the backfield. He moves Colton Brack in motion. It's going to be a play action pass again, getting chased, and he throws it, and it's incomplete. He took a shot from Remy Stoll, who came off the blitz here on this near side, and he drilled Sharman. He's a little slow to get up. Took a shot as they've only thrown it 4 times tonight. Obviously, they haven't had many chances. Ball at the 41, 2 of 4. They completed on the first 2. The first pass was a gain of 15 to Cody Miller, but Cody Miller hasn't been really out there ever since the second quarter. It's been most of Haberman, who had 5 carries, 3 yards last week. 2 receivers line up to the left, 1 to the right. Colton Brack in motion from right to left. It's going to be a give up the middle to Haberman, who pushes the pile up to the 44. So a gain of 3 for Gavin Haberman. That's the longest run of the game for the Panthers, and it'll bring up another 3rd down and a 3rd and long. 3rd down and about, we'll give it 7. 3rd down and 7 from the 44 of Hayes High. Then you get into, should be 44 of Great Bend. Then you get into Hayes High territory with the 49. They send Maddox Spray in motion left to right. Sharman to throw it. 3-step drop back. It's a screen route. It's caught by Haberman. He's the 45, and he's chased down beautifully by Carson Spray and Gavin Myers, the linebacker who's got a lot of Division I offers, makes a great hit at the 46. It is a gain of 2. That play was honestly probably the best play they've had all night, perfected beautifully, but Gavin Myers blew it up, making a great tackle downfield. And it will bring on the punting unit. And Caden Sharman. Back deep is Jordan Dale this time, not Jaron. As the last punt from Caden Sharman was a good one. It was a 46-yarder, but a 11-yard return. And now, what do we have here? Looks like a timeout was called. Ashton Thomas came right up the middle untouched. I didn't know if he jumped off sides or not, but they say he didn't. So we got a timeout on the field. 1:31 to go here, second quarter. Hayes High leads the Great Bend Panthers 44-0. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tribe Broadcasting. Welcome back to Hayes High Football. 1:31 to go, second quarter. It is a 44-0 lead for Hayes High. A dominating performance through this first half, and we're not even done through a half yet as Sharman is back to punt. Hayes High will get the ball back unless this is a fake, but it's a 4th down and 4. You wouldn't imagine a 4th down and 5. The punt is a high end-over-end punt. Dale is letting it go. Takes a decent bounce for Great Bend. It'll roll down to the 21-yard line. It is a 33-yard punt for Sharman.
Punt is down around the 21-yard line.
So that's a big punt for Great Bend to kind of just move the field possession. I mean, it had been Hayes High starting in great field position all day and not even giving Dale really a chance to return it. Ball at the 21-yard line in Hayes High territory. Third drive of the second quarter for the Indians. And they have scored, well, let's put it this way. They have scored on every single drive they've had the football, and they've been touchdowns. It's going to be Kanik, a keeper. He's got lots of running room. 30, runs over a man at the 35, 40, breaks a tackle, 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Indians. He drilled the free safety Paco Hernandez and took his helmet off. What a run by Kanik. It is a 79-yard touchdown run for Jaron. And just like that, the Indians are back onto the board. He hasn't really ran it that much so far tonight. But a big run right there, and now the Indians rush some defenders, some blockers on the field for the extra point. I mean, that's a quick score, I guess. One play, one touchdown. Fields has it all teed up. The extra point is up, and he drills it.
Extra point by Fields is good.
Jack Fields, 7-of-7 tonight. And Jaron Kanik has ran one in. His first rushing touchdown of the night. The third rushing touchdown for the Indians. They're up 51-0. So all they needed was one play, and 1:05 to go here in the second quarter. Indians are up big. Coming into this game, obviously we knew Hayes High was the favorite. It was going to take a crazy upset for Great Bend to do much, or to win this game. But we expected more of a fight. I mean, it's 51-0. There is players on the Panther sideline scattered around. I mean, heads down. There's no life really on this sideline of Great Bend, and Hayes High has all the momentum. Obviously, a great crowd tonight, and whiteout night in the students. For the students, 1:05 to go. As I said, 51-0. Trey Fields, and it's like Gavin Haberman back to return this kick from Jack Fields. So two Fields kicking to Fields. He's done a lot of it tonight as Jack's kick is end over end. It's a good one. Haberman will be returning it at around the 10. He's taking the 15 to the 20 along the near side, and he's tackled by Connor Dreiling right at the 23, and no room to really go anywhere. So that is where Great Bend will start.
Connor Dreiling and Aaron Weigel with the tackle for special teams.
At the 23.
Great Bend.
Great Bend has not started. Has not actually been in Hayes High Field of the day once tonight. Not been on that side. Ball at the 23-yard line. Ball on the right hash, 2 receivers left, one on the right, Sharman. He's got Haberman behind him. Brack lined up at tight end. He goes in motion right to left. It's going to be a keeper. Excuse me, that was Cody Miller. He's going nowhere. Back to the 20-yard line. It was Cody Miller on the carry this time. Loses it back. Loses 3 to the 20. And on the tackle was Aiden Ballman. Back at the 20-yard line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Indians look like they might be bringing blitz. It's going to be a keeper by Sharman on the option. He's taken down by Aiden Ballman, who had a very good game a week ago. Aiden had 7 tackles, a sack, and 4 tackles for loss in his first career varsity game. I mean, haven't heard a lot of them, but that will be the final play here of the second quarter, and that will take us to halftime. This was an all Hayes High opening half. They lead it 51-0 after the break. We will have some halftime stats and more coming up after the break. Stay tuned. Once again, Hayes High leading after 2 quarters, 51-0. You're listening to Hayes High football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field and our first half stats. I mean, just a dominating performance by Hayes. That's all you can say. 51-0 to lead. I mean, you talk about just, dominating a half in every way. They scored on every single drive that they had in that first half, and they were touchdowns. And they also got a safety on a high snap. So the first half stats for the Indians: 222 rushing yards, 98 passing yards, 320 total yards. For Great Bend, -6 rushing yards, 20 pass, 14 total yards in a half. So we got some individual stats for the Indians. We'll start off rushing-wise. Roy Maroney, 7 carries for 87 yards with a pair of touchdowns. Jaron Kanik, 6 carries, 102 yards and a rushing touchdown. Malik Baugh, who has 7 carries, 15 yards and a rushing touchdown. Carson Kiefer he recovered a fumble, so he got 18 yards on a carry. And Kyrie Scrowan also with 6 rushing yards back in the first. So actually 228 rushing yards in the first half. So passing-wise, Jaron Kanik, 7 of 10, 98 yards passing with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. A good day so far for him. Passing-wise, receiving-wise, Roy Maroney has a reception for 13. Kyrie Scrowan, a reception for 13 and a touchdown. Carson Kiefer, 2 receptions for 29 yards and a touchdown. Jordan Dale, 2 receptions for 37 yards and a touchdown. And Bryce Salmons has a reception for 6. Jack Fields is 7 for 7 on extra points. And, a beautiful night at Lewis Field and a great game from the Hayes High Indians so far in a dominating first half. They lead it 51-0. We'll have more coming up here on the halftime show. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tribe Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field as halftime here at Lewis Field. And, well, I tell you what, Hayes High, a dominating first half. Obviously 51-0 the score, but Great Bend, they don't look like a high school football team out there right now. They are getting beat on every single side of the football. On defense, offense, the O-line, it has been rough. And as I said earlier, Hayes High has scored on every single drive that they've had here in this ball game. They have not punted once. They have been in Great Bend territory 4 times, or started in Great Bend territory 4 times out of 6 drives. And they also got a safety. And Great Bend, as I said, had 2 safeties last week. So the 3rd of the season already for Great Bend on the safety part. Just nothing going right now for that offense. They only had 131 yards of offense last week, and they have 14 right now. The defense of the Indians is front 7 is looking good, and the secondary is looking good. Everything is going Hayes High's way. We'll be back closer to the second half kickoff. You're listening to Hayes High football on Tribe Broadcasting as the Indians lead at 51-0. Welcome back to Lewis Field. This is Garrett Wellbrock, and as we reach the end of halftime and go to the second half, we'll get you a little scoring update of the WAC. Garden City and Hutch, they are at halftime as they played out at Hutch. Garden City leading 7-0 in that one. Then Dodge City and Liberal, they also played some WAC action, their first WAC games of the year. And out at Memorial Stadium in Dodge, the Red Demons lead the Redskins 28-6 as we are getting ready for second half coverage here at Lewis Field. Just played the hype video here over the last week's win at Wichita East. Great job Ryan Schuckman does in making those hype videos to display on the video board, make Hayes High football feel legit here at Lewis Field. About ready for second half action. 51-0 the score. We did see Joseph Mader warming up here on the sideline.
Ladies and gentlemen, there'll be a
And
running
also,
clock the entire second half. Thank you.
it was Paco Hernandez, as pay announcer Dan Ballman just mentioned, that it will be a running clock the whole second half, which obviously helps Hayes High, or both teams' case, injuries-wise in a blowout game like this. Paco Hernandez last year had a good game, really. Had a touchdown. He had a touchdown reception in that Great Bend, or the Great Bend loss when Hayes High beat him last year at Great Bend 43-14. It'll be Tegan Turnbull, the backup kicker. Yeah, Hayes High has two kickers. Tegan Turnbull has it all teed up. We are ready to go for the second half. As we said, probably going to see a lot of second and third stringers here in the second half. Turnbull, and he kicks a good one. It'll be returned at the 11 by Gavin Haberman. He's across the 20 to the 25, angling to this near sideline around the numbers, and he is down at the 30-yard line. So that is where Great Bend will start. They have not been passed the Hayes High 44-yard line. As you can see, a lot of newcomers, a lot of first-time action for these Hayes High Indians varsity time, at least, for a lot of these guys on the field right now. Still out there is Caden Sharman. He has Cody Miller behind him. They're going to give it to him at the middle. He's across the 30 and dragged down at the 35. So he gains 6. Ashton Thomas on the tackle. Up to the 35, the longest run of the game so far. It'll bring up a second down and 4. At the 35, between the hashes, two receivers right, one left. Play action, rolling to his right is Sharman. He throws it behind Colton Brack. He's got it, and he's near a first. Making the tackle is Wyatt Waddell along with Andrew Trendell. And it will be a first down. It's their first down, not off a penalty, since the opening drive of the ball game. Excuse me, the second drive of the ball game. So it is a short pass for 5 yards. Getting Colton Brack for the second time tonight. Two receivers left, one to the right. Brack lined up at tight end. It is Sharman with Cody Miller behind him. They give it to Miller up the middle, and there's not much doing. Getting to about the 42, he gains 2.
He has 2 yards on the play. He's tackled by number 33, Will Carteret. Number 55, Ashton Thomas.
Thomas and Carteret on the tackle as they go right up the middle to Cody Miller. Second down and 8 from the 42. Blake Parsons line up to the near side. Spray and Maddox Spray. Stefan and Maddox Spray line up to the left. Brack in motion, right to left. Here is the keeper by Sharman. He breaks a tackle. He's over the 45 midfield, coming to this near sideline, and he is dragged down at around the 41-yard line. It was DeAndre Broom on the hit. He might have saved a touchdown with that tackle wrapping him up. He gains 18 to the 41-yard line, and that is now the longest play of the game for the Great Bend Panthers and in Hayes High territory for the first time. They're going to go 3 receivers left, no tight end this time. Parsons up to the near side. It is Brack, Maddox Spray, and Stephen Spray to the left. It is kind of a busted play. Blitz coming. Getting out of the pocket is Sharman. He throws on the run, and it's overthrown. Looking for Stephen Spray. Kind of hard to overthrow a 6'5 senior, but he still managed to do it on the rollout. Tough throw, though, for Sharman. Obviously rolling out of the pocket. His 6th throw of the game. Excuse me, 7th throw of the game. He is 4 of 7. 25 yards. There you go, same formation, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Sharman, it's going to be a handoff, and it's blown up. On the tackle is Trenton Holdeman. The 6'4", 240D lineman. It's back to the 43, he loses 2. On the give to Cody Miller. And it'll bring up 3rd down and a long 12. And you get to the 31 here on Hayes High territory. Ball on the right hash. You got to think this is probably 4 down territory the rest of the way for Great Bend. Still have yet to score tonight. Great student section, as you can hear in the background. Here's Sharman, play action, looking to the left. He's got a man open, Maddox Spray. It's caught, but he is short, well short of the first. Maddox Spray makes the catch at the 37. He gains 6 on the catch.
5 on the play. It's 4th down.
And it will bring up 4th down and about 6. From the 37-yard line, 4th down and 6. And you get to the 31. 3 receivers split up to the right. They send Brack in motion a little bit right to left. Spray all by himself to the left. Rolling out is Sharman, looking to the right, and he's going to overthrow his man in Maddox Spray. He was open. He was in between a triangle of Hayes High defenders. But it's an incomplete pass, and the first 4th down attempt for the Great Bend is an incomplete pass, and taking over will be Hayes High at their own 37-yard line. So Kyrie Scrowan will be the quarterback. He's the 3rd stringer behind Jordan Dale. The JV quarterback, he starts at wide receiver. He's got Ba to his right. It is going to be a kiv to Malik Ba. He's going to fight his way. And I think he only got back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't gain much. And he didn't gain a yard at all at the 37. He hasn't had quite the game he had a week ago, where he rushed for 13 carries, 60 yards, and a touchdown. Also had 2 receptions for 63 yards. But not having that type of night right now. Obviously, different story when you have Maroney in there as well. They're going to bring in the 3rd-string runner, Derek Quach. And Groen. It's going to be a keeper to the right, trying to get outside. He gets to the 35, across 35, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he loses 1 to the 36.
No gain on the play.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 11. 51-0, Indians lead the Panthers. 5 minutes and counting here in the 3rd as running clock the rest of the way. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Here is Groen. It's going to be a play action pass. Now he wants to scramble and run. He's got open field. He's to the 40, to the 45, makes a cut 50, makes a man miss. He's across the 45, and he is down at the 43, taken down by Brad Beck. And it is a nice carry for 21 yards.
First down, Indians.
For Kyrie Scrowan on his 3rd carry of the night. He got a He got a jet sweep type play when he was at receiver. And now obviously quarterback running a lot of read options. Two receivers left, one to the right. Quatch right behind Groen. He gives it to him, and there's nothing there. Kind of a low handoff from Groen. Goes back to the 46. He loses 3.
Tackle by number 62 of the Panthers, Deion Jones. Loss of 3 on the play, second down.
Deion Jones on the tackle, so Derek Quatch getting his first varsity action. In there at running back now is, looks like number 42, Aaron Weigel. 6'2", 160 junior. Also plays defensive back. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Weigel to Groen's left. It is going to be a give and nothing there. Matthew Mader on the tackle. He had 7 tackles a week ago. It is a loss of 4 back to midfield.
To Aaron Weigel. He's tackled by number 13. Matthew Mader.
And it will bring up a 3rd down and long. 3rd and 17. They got to get all the way to the 33 in Great Bend territory. So after Groen's nice 21-yard run, they've gone backwards twice. Hayes High has only had 3 third downs tonight. They're 2 of 3. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Weigel to the left of Groen. It's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he's going nowhere. First on the hit, Jonathan Randall, and he was finished off by Anthony Paez.
Number 11, Jonathan Randall.
And some help from Hernandez as well. Loses 2 on the carry back into Great Bend territory. And it will bring up 4th down and very long, 19. They're 2 of 2 on 4th down conversions. And it looks like they're punting. Link Baugh is the punter. Back to return, this is Paco Hernandez. Baugh nearly punts it off Groen's back, who is blocking. It is returned to the 25, takes it to the 30, and he is going to get dragged down to the 35 by number 14, Corbin Worth, but a penalty marker is down, and this might be a horse collar. Grabbed him from up top.
For 75, Ashton Cutts with the tackle.
It's a 27-yard punt for Malik Baugh.
Penalty marker on the play.
It's going to be a holding call. It looked like Corbin Worth kind of got him up high, but it was not the penalty that, obviously, from our view, can't necessarily tell, but it was a holding penalty on Great Bend. And the Panthers, we'll see what they do on offense. They are yet to score a point this season. Obviously, they're going to leave their starters on for as long as they can. They will have the ball at the 25-yard line. Their own 25. Sharman in the backfield at quarterback. Behind him is Gavin Haberman. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. It is miscommunication on the handoff to Haberman. He is blown up by Ben Pfeiffer and Aaron Weigel in the backfield. He ran into his own into his own quarterback, excuse me. And back to the 22 they go. Losing 3. So here is the snap. Sharman, he's going to give it to Haberman. He breaks out of 1 tackle. He's going to make a man miss going up across the 25, and he is taken down. Ball popped free at the end, but he's out of bounds.
Kevin Haberman, the ball carrier for the
On the tackle, DeAndre Broom with Aaron Weigel.
For the Indians, DeAndre Broom.
And we'll see how much he got. It'll bring up 3rd down. That'll end our 3rd quarter. They'll mark him at the 27 when we begin the 4th.
Shout out to our chain gang and
The end of 3 quarters here at Lewis Field. It is 51-0. Hayes High leads it after 3. All Indians, you're listening to Hayes High Football on Tribe Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field tonight. It was been a beautiful night. It was 91 degrees to start the night as the sun went away. It has cooled off to 81 degrees and a beautiful night here at Lewis Field. The wind also has died down a little bit. About the same, actually. 7 miles an hour blowing from southeast. Here's Sharman in the backfield. He's got Haberman behind him. It's going to be a rollout to his left. Throwing on the run. He's got a man open, and Brack can't hold on. Sharman took a shot from Derek Quach, and the third down is incomplete. The third down pass play. And here comes the punting unit at the 27-yard line. So Brack was open. I don't believe it would have been enough for a first down anyway. He was sliding, falling down. There was a receiver, Maddox Spray, down the field. It looked like might have been the intended target, but he tripped.
Sharman in formation for Great Bend.
Getting ready to punt is Caden Sharman. Back to return this is J.W. Perry. Sharman's punting, he booms it. And Hayes, I didn't really want any part of it. Actually, it went out of bounds. So not a great one, but one of his better ones at the 45. It will be only a 22-yard punt for Caden Sharman, so actually not one of his better ones. He's had 5 so far tonight. 17, 16, 46, 33, and 22. But Hayes High will start with it at the 48-yard line. I take that back. It was a 29-yard punt. From Sharman. Not 22. But nonetheless, Hayes High will start at their own 48-yard line. Back at quarterback is Corbin Worth. 6'2", 156-pound, also listed as a receiver. He'll hand it off to Quach. He goes up the middle, going to his left, and he is taken down at the 49-yard line in Great Bend territory. What a steam right there. He gains 3.
Gain of 3 yards on the play, 2nd and 7.
Second down and 7 at the 49. 9:45 to go. Fourth quarter. Hayes High has not scored in the second half. Obviously running clock, pretty hard to do so. 51-0 the score. Here's Worth. He's going to roll out and he's going to run it. Keeping it, trying to get to the sideline, and he is blown up. Flag comes down late.
Corbin Worth with the keeper. To the right side for the Indians. He's tackled by number 11, Jonathan Randall.
He's tackled by Jonathan Randall.
Wadle.
And Evan Wadle, and we're going to have a holding call on Hayes High. So the play will come back. We'll see how much yardage Hayes High ends up losing. It's back to their own 43. So lose 8 yards on the penalty. It'll bring up second down.
Second and 15.
And we'll say 15. At their own 43-yard line. All on the right hash, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. A dominant performance from Hayes High tonight. They jumped out early on the Panthers, and they've never looked back since. They handed off up the middle.
Ben Pfeiffer carries for the
Ben Pfeiffer.
He's tackled by number 23.
And he's going to gain 2 yards up to the 1 yard, excuse me, to the 44. And ball placed right between the hashes. 8 minutes to go. It'll bring up third down and 14. Well, if you stuck with us tonight, obviously, if you're just joining us now, you missed a lot. That first 2 quarters was an offensive fest for Hayes High. They took a 51-0 lead. Here's Corbin Worth. He's going to be on the keeper, trying to get to the edge. Gets a nice block, and he's taken down from behind at the 49. Taken down by some of the Great Bend second stringers, Bradley Hopkins and Kennedy Casey, a junior and a sophomore.
Gain of 7 yards on the play, brings up 4th down for Hayes High.
Gains 7 on the Worth carry. And the punting unit is out there. It'll be Corbin Worth. He's been playing, he's put a little bit receiver, some defense, and now he's going to punt. Gets it off, and it's a high end-over-end punt. Fair caught at the 20-yard line by number 28, Bradley Hopkins. So it is a 29-yard punt from Corbin Worth. And Great Bend will start at their own 20-yard line. They've only been in Hayes High territory once. They have not started in Hayes High territory at all. And that was their opening drive. The second half, Sharman rolling out right on the run. He's going to throw it. He's got a man open on the far side, making a move up across to the 30. It was number 10, Maddox Spray, on the reception. His second of the ball game. It's a first down. They move him up to the 30. It is a gain of 10.
First down, Panthers.
First down for Great Bend. They haven't had many of them, but they get one right there to bring up a first down. Six minutes to go. 51-0 Hayes leads. Pretty good showing on this Great Bend side. Obviously only about a 45-minute drive. There's a throw by Sharman, and he overshoots Colton Brack. He was open. He was running to his left. A tough throw. A little bit surprised, so I don't know. Obviously, we don't have no injury report in high school, so no ideas if Joseph Mader is hurt or what, but he's standing on the sideline with his arms crossed right behind the coaching staff. I don't know if he just got benched. He was at a rough week last week, 8 for 24, only 48 yards, two interceptions, 1 pick. And now what do we have here? Whistles blown. The penalty marker is down. And it's going to be a false start against the Panthers. So move them back 5 to the 25. 51-0 Hayes leads. Under 5 minutes to go in this ball game. A lot of people have headed for the exits already tonight. In this blowout ball game. Here's Sharman to throw it. He's going to throw it on the backfield looking for Maddox Spray, and he's lit up by Ben Pfeiffer right after he made the catch. As the Hayes sideline cheering for the second and third stringers. Getting all hype over there for Ben Pfeiffer, who makes hits him hard. Loss of 2 on the pass play. Back to the 23-yard line. 2 receivers line up to the left. Sharman, he's got Cody Miller right behind him. 1 lone receiver to the right. It's going to be a play-action pass play. Sharman rolling out right. He throws it underneath for Colton Brack. He breaks out of a tackle, and no, he can't break out of the tackle of Andrew Trendle. He is able to regain himself. It is a gain of 2 to the 25.
Number 25, Andrew Trendle with the tackle for the Indians.
So, a short catch by Colton Brack. One guy that has not been mentioned at all is Stephen Spray. Only a reception for 1 yard last week. Braylon Council had 4 receptions for 11 last week, and he hasn't been a factor either. He has played more defense than offense tonight, and getting ready to punt it is Sharman for what will now be his 6th punt of the game. 17, 16, 46, 33, and 29. The punt is away, and no return man back, and he punts it out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. Put him at the 48. Is looking like they're going to mark it in. That is where they do put him. So it ends up being only a 27-yard punt, and Hayes High will start in great field position again.
At the Panthers' 48-yard line.
We'll start at the Panther 48-yard line. So it's going to be Worth. He hands it off to Quach. He's got a little running room. He's across the 45, and
Quach carries. Penalty marker on the play.
Penalty marker is on the play, though, might be coming back. We'll see. 2 minutes to go in this game. Been running clock the whole second half, so obviously a much quicker second half than first half, as it's only 8:51.
Personal foul, face mask against the Panthers.
And it was a face mask. So on what was about a 4-yard gain from Quach, it goes for more and a first down. On the penalty all the way down to the 29 now, Hazai has it. And the shotgun is Corbin Worth as they let that play clock wind down all the way down to 10 here. One receiver line up to the right, one to the left, 2 tight ends on the field. Quach is behind Corbin Worth, and he will just take a kneel down. Gonna have to do maybe one more of those, what it'll look like. Hazai, obviously you knew they were gonna win this ball game after you might have known before the game, might have known after 2 or 3 drives, but you definitely knew after halftime this game was long over. 51-0 was the score at half. Hazai did not put up any points in the second half, but obviously no need to. No need to run up the score. They had the second and third stringers in pretty much the whole second half. They did have them in the whole second half. Corbin Worth takes the kneel down, and that will do it. As the play clock is at 30 and the game clock is at 25. So the Indians will win it tonight. A blowout win for the Hayes High Indians. They moved to 2-0 on the season. For Great Bend, they moved to 0-2. And well, we thought they played really well last week. They played even better this week. And they knock off the Great Bend Panthers 51-0. Have more post-game coverage, some stats, and more coming up after this. You're listening to Hayes High Football on Tri Broadcasting. Welcome back to Lewis Field as the Hayes High Indians will move to 2-0 on the season as they knock off the Great Bend Panthers 51-0. We'll give you some stats and then obviously my thoughts on the game as well. Hayes High, on the offensive side of things, 269 rushing yards tonight, 98 passing yards. They did not throw at all in the second half, 47 rushes in the second half. Obviously, running clock, it's hard to really get any stats in the second half. 367 total yards. For Great Bend, this, was a shock to us. I mean, obviously we knew coming in Great Bend wasn't necessarily the favored team tonight, but I don't think you could have predicted a 51-0 beatdown after a half, and then obviously it remained 51-0. I mean, that was just dominant performance, and the Indians obviously win tonight. So 61 total yards for Great Bend. They had 26 rushing in the second half, -6 in the first half, like we mentioned. 21 passing in the second, 21st. So 20 rush, 41 pass to equal out for 61 yards. Some player stats. Individual as Roy Maroney, he goes for 7 carries, 87 yards. Jaron Canick goes for Roy Maroney, also had 2 touchdowns. Jaron Canick goes for 6 carries, 102 yards and a touchdown. Malik Baugh goes 8 carries, 15 yards and a touchdown. Carson Kiefer with 1 for 18. Jaron Canick throwing the ball, rushing-wise, that was all the first half. We still have Kyrie Scrowan. He had 4 carries for 24. Derek Quach, 3 carries for 4. Aaron Weigel, 1 for -4. Ben Pfeiffer, 1 for 1. And Corbin Worth, 1 for 7. Then passing-wise, they did not throw, as I said in the second half, not even attempted a pass. And no need to. Honestly, just run out the clock. Jaron goes 7 for 10, 98 yards, 3 passing touchdowns. And now he moves up for passing touchdowns already. He's got 4 in his career. So, how about that? He did not throw an interception today. Receiving-wise, Roy Maroney had a reception for 13. Kyrie Scrowan, a reception for 13 and a touchdown. Carson Kiefer, 2 receptions for 29 and a touchdown. Jordan Dale, 2 receptions for 37 and a touchdown. Bryce Salmons had a reception for 6. Jack Fields tonight, special teams player of the week, might come his way soon as he had 7 for 7 on extra points tonight. He would have loved to get a field goal opportunity. He did not. But nonetheless, 7 for 7, a very solid night from the kicker. Scoring summary, 11:20 to go in the opening quarter. 30 after a great opening return from Jordan Dale. Put the Indians at the Great Bend 31 to start the ball game. Yeah, then it was capitalized with a Roy Maroney 24-yard touchdown, and 40 seconds it took them 2 plays to get that. Then, with 5:53 to go in the first quarter, Malik Baugh ran one in from 1 yard out. Still in the first quarter, a minute 38 to go. Jordan Dale on a 26-yard pass on a 4th down conversion. They had 2 touchdowns on 4th downs tonight. This 26-yard pass play with a minute 38 from Canick to Dale. And then Kyrie Scrowan caught a pass, his first career touchdown with 35 seconds to go in the first quarter for a 13-yard pass from Canick to Groen. That was a nice play. He rolled out right and kind of faked the run like he was going to run. Groen leaked out towards the corner of the end zone, and he was wide open. Made a nice catch, too, as the defender kind of gained ground where the ball was in the air, but made a nice play on it. And he got his first career touchdown tonight. Roy Maroney got another touchdown. Like I said, he had two rushing to open up the second quarter, 8:41. He had a 23-yard run untouched. And then in the second quarter, on another 4th down conversion, Canick hit Carson Kiefer with 3:35 to go for a 20-yard pass. That play was still, I don't know how that thing even happened. It went 3 for 3 in the red zone tonight, and that was one of them. Canick kind of rolled back, and he lobbed it up there, and I don't know how to explain it, but it looked like Great Bend, they all just stood around and watched Kiefer catch it and run it in after he ended up running over one of the Panther players, but it was the weirdest thing. You thought I thought the ball was going to get incomplete or maybe, who knows, intercepted as it was just lobbed up there. But Kiefer went up, caught it, ran it in for a touchdown. And then probably the play of the game, the 79-yard run from Jaron Kanek right before the half of the minute 5. They got the ball back, and it was their worst field position of the game, and it ended up being their worst field position of the game at their own 21, and it didn't matter because Jaron ran it right up the gut for a 79-yard score. And not only did he run it right up the gut, he took off a defender's helmet and ran it all the way for a touchdown. One of the best runs of the season so far. And Hayes High wins it 51-0 tonight. That's all the scoring. Carson Kiefer not have to punt tonight. So obviously a good sign that way. Like I said earlier, I guess we still got to go with some great Ben stats here. Gavin Haberman, 5 carries, 7 yards. Cody Miller, 8 carries, 5 yards. Caden Sharman goes 6 carries for 8 yards. Like I said, though, I thought this game, I didn't expect Great Bend to necessarily be in this one. Hayes High had the better team. Great Bend, they're still young at places, and offensively, we didn't know what to expect. And they went out with Caden Sharman. He did not have necessarily the night that they were expecting. Even though he went 8 for 13, it just wasn't really much there. The defense played outstanding. And I expected a closer game than what we were given tonight. A 51-0 beatdown from Hayes High to Great Bend. Throwing-wise, Caden Sharman goes 8 of 13, 41 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Receiving-wise, Maddox Spray led the charge, 3 receptions for 14 yards. And then it was Colton Brack, 3 receptions for 10. And then Cody Miller had a reception for 15, and a reception for 2 for Gavin Hardeman. The longest play of the game was 18 yards for the Great Bend Panthers, and I punted a lot. Also had a fumble, 0 for 1 on 4th downs, 0 for 8 on 3rd down conversions tonight. But Hayes High, takeaway from tonight, they played great defensively again. They've only given up 6 points all season. Offensively, what can you say? 51 points in a half. A dominating performance offensively and defensively from the Hayes High Indians against their rivals. So obviously feels good. Feels even better against your rival. And that's all I have here tonight. Thanks for listening here as we'll wrap it up from Lewis Field. Hayes High wins it over the Great Bend Panthers 51-0. Thank you for listening, and good night from Lewis Field. This is Garrett Wellbrock.